There are a lot of data breaches. There was one a few weeks ago where 7 billion passwords were collected over the last 5 years. Great, that's all encrypted, decrypted. Everyone can see that information. It's terrible. But the ones that don't get the same fanfare is when a large data breach happens and the company says, "Oh no, you're good. The data was encrypted, so don't be worried. We've got you protected. You didn't have an exposure." Well, trust me, the people who did that data exfiltration didn't exfil that data knowing that it was encrypted and, oh my gosh, we got encrypted data, we can't do anything with it. They were doing that for a reason. That data is being stored. It's going into a data farm, into a storage facility for the day when they can decrypt it. And so they're creating the future value by exfiltrating important data from governments, financial services, healthcare, across these industries. And it's not like, oh, they're taking data and trying to brute force it with massive computing today. Some may be. But the real goal is to have the large data sets available for when that quantum event happens. And that means the data that was compromised today is now future exposed. And so when you look about the risk problem, we can't be thinking about trying to identify a date, because as Andrea said, depending on who you believe it which blog, you're going to get 100 different dates. And I guarantee you that when the nation states have their date, no one's going to know about it. The public, from the Honeywell spinoff, that's going to be 5 years after a nation state, because they're going to hold that as a tight state secret.
Sure.
So the thing to remember is that date is going to be fast forward 5 years earlier than anyone in the open market is claiming they have a quantum capable system with the right quantum volumes. From our data security and our risk strategies, we need to start thinking about how do we protect our data today in all of its life cycle, at rest, in transit, and use, for that future event. And I think that shift in focus is how organizations can actually take tactical measures and apply risk controls without knowing when that catastrophic event is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I can add on to what Steve says.